Today marks 50 years since the last American troops left Vietnam.
Fox 5's Elizabeth Alvarez joining us live aboard the USS Midway Museum, where a ceremony is getting underway right now to honor those veterans. Elizabeth?
Good morning. Yeah, we're just a few minutes away from the ceremony getting underway right now. In fact, many of folks here are beginning to take their seats. We're on the flight deck of the USS Midway Museum. The rain has held off. Thank goodness for that. It's just breezy, a little gray out here, but what a moment this will be to honor and pay tribute to the servicemen and women who went to Vietnam. They're going to have a number of guest speakers, tremendous individuals that have each had very unique experiences in Vietnam and how the war impacted them. It's happening today because today marks 50 years since the last combat troops left Vietnam. Vietnam, as you know, was the first war on foreign soil where sailors, soldiers, airmen, and Marines who came back did not come back as heroes in the public's eyes. That was then. I've been talking this morning to a number of combat veterans who tell me it only has been in recent years that they are now beginning to feel recognized. And I just not long ago had the honor of meeting a former corpsman, Bob Doc Werner, and here is what he shared with us.
Many of us came home to less than excited welcomes. I personally was spat upon when I landed at the airport when I came home the last time, and was called many names. And it's very exciting. It's wonderful being on the Midway with so many fellow veterans, and it's wonderful that the men and women veterans of Vietnam are finally being given their due recognition.
And many veterans have also told me this morning that it's these types of events that are actually therapeutic for them, that they are now able to talk about their experience, and they can now begin to talk about that feeling more comfortable. So every veteran here, by the way, every Vietnam veteran here, and you might have noticed some of them holding yellow flowers. Each of them were given yellow flowers that they will be able to toss over the flight deck as part of the wreath laying ceremony that is part of this commemorative ceremony. So here we are live on the flight deck. We're just moments away again from this ceremony taking place. Shali and Christina will send things back to you for now.
You know, Elizabeth, two things that I wanted to share. I was looking this up, and 60,000 American soldiers did not make it back home. And so when you put things into perspective, and then you hear Doc's story and how he said that when he came back, he was spat upon, called names. I remember that maybe a year ago I was out reporting, and it was a completely separate event. I happened to see a gentleman with a Vietnam War hat, an older gentleman, and I went up to him. I said, "Hey, I just want to thank you for your service." He started to cry, and he just said, "I can't remember the last time anyone has ever thanked me for my service." And now I'm getting the understanding of why it means so much to them. And if I may, Elizabeth, I also just wanted to share, for a lot of us here at Fox 5 and a lot of us in San Diego, we have personal ties to some Vietnam War vets. My grandpa being one of them. He's in Virginia, never liked to talk about his time. He's much older now, and so slowly these stories are starting to come out. And when I heard he was a Navy diver, and his job while he was in war was he would dive into the murky waters, and he had to pull out the bodies of these soldiers. And you can understand why a lot of them don't like to talk about their experiences, because it was very traumatic. So anyhow, I'm going to get emotional talking about it. But again, it hits so close to home.
You know, it really does, and it's those stories, and it's important not only for therapeutic purposes, right? But yeah, the trauma that so many of these servicemen, especially those in combat, experienced, the jobs that they had to do. I mean, we're talking about mostly men who were 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23 years old. Not only the trauma that they experienced of what they saw, but then having come home.
Right.
And having gotten the rude reception. Thank goodness things have changed since then, and we no longer treat our troops like that when they return home. So on that note, we say welcome home once again to our Vietnam veterans.
Absolutely. Oh, and thank you for your service to each and every one of them. Thank you, Elizabeth.